This is a video by the Clean Water for Carolina Kids program, which is helping childcare programs test their water for lead. This video will help you understand the results of your water test.
I'm Jenny Redmond from RTI International. Now that you've had your drinking water tested at the laboratory, you're waiting for your results. We will send your results via your email. If you do not have email, we will also mail those results out. Your laboratory results will be divided into 3 categories. The first category will be results that are below the laboratory detection limit. The second category are results that are below the North Carolina action level but above the laboratory detection limit. And the third category are results that are above the North Carolina action level. Any results that are below our laboratory detection limit mean that there's a result that is below 0.1 part per billion. We still do recommend clean water habits. Make sure that your clean water habits include only using cold water for drinking or cooking. Even if you're going to boil water, don't start using the hotter water. Make sure you start cold and then you would boil the pot. Another thing to make sure that you do is after holidays or weekends or other times when the child care center is not in use, you can flush water, for example, in the kitchen sink for several minutes, and that would help clear the pipes and put new fresh water into the center.
Next, we'll walk you through what your results mean when they're above the lab detection limit and below the state action level, and the steps you can take to remove lead from drinking water.
Now, since any level of lead is not good for children to be exposed to, we still do recommend no-cost or low-cost solutions to get that lead out as well. Some of those recommendations can also be installing and maintaining a filter, or it may be something like flushing water in the morning. Another thing to do is to always make sure that you contact a plumber if you notice that you have a clog or something that isn't working well at a tap. If you do not want to use this tap for drinking or cooking any longer, you can just change it over to a hand washing sink, and it would be acceptable to use it as a hand washing sink. If you do that, you want to make sure that you post signage that it should not be used for drinking or cooking. It's really important to make sure that you teach not just your staff, but also the children at your center to understand where it is appropriate to get water for drinking or filling up water bottles.
And last, we'll cover what it means when your results are above the state action level. You should immediately stop use of that tap for cooking and drinking. If you're a licensed center, the state health department will come and conduct follow-up sampling to further investigate lead. If you're a licensed family child care home, the program will send you a follow-up kit to investigate lead. Follow-up sampling consists of a 2-step process, which includes collecting a first draw sample and a 30-second flush sample. First draw samples take the water sample from your tap after a period of inactivity. 30-second flush samples are a collection of water after the first draw sample. Then you flush the water for 30 seconds and then take the second sample. First draw samples tell us about potential lead in sources close to the tap, like faucets and fixtures of the taps or nearby pipes and solder. 30-second flush samples tell us about potential lead in sources far from the tap, like plumbing components in other areas of the building, or drinking water sources, like if you get your water from a public water supply or private well. For example, if the first draw sample has high lead, we might suspect that the lead is coming from the fixtures or something close to the tap, especially if the second sample has lower lead. For more details on how to collect follow-up samples, check out our video on our webpage.
While that tap is resampled and it's being analyzed, you want to make sure that you do not use that tap. You will place a do not use sign over the tap to ensure that no children or staff are using it.
If you're a licensed center, the health department will provide recommendations for risk mitigation. If you're a licensed family child care home, our Clean Water program will provide recommendations for risk mitigation.
3 recommendations are: 1, to contact a plumber and make sure you don't have a clog or an issue with the pipe. 2, to potentially change your faucet fixture, which may contain elevated lead. And 3, to install and maintain a filter that is certified to remove lead.
If results show extensive lead detection throughout your facility, we will email you with guidance for checking your building for lead service lines. While large buildings are less likely to have lead service lines, US EPA recommends checking. Checking is pretty simple. You just need a tool like a screwdriver, a magnet, and you need to know where water enters your building. This is typically near your water meter. For more details on how to check for lead service lines, check out our video on our webpage.
Now for installing and maintaining a filter, and also for replacing faucet fixtures that may be problematic, please reference our next videos. With your help, we can ensure that our children are drinking clean water while they're in childcare. For RTI International, I'm Jenny Redman. Thank you so much for watching.